Hello and welcome to the first Cygnus Destroyer review of 2019. This year marks my 7th anniversary on YouTube, and I've decided to celebrate that good luck anniversary by tackling some of my all-time favorites and filling in some of the massive gaps in my gaming history. So to kick things off, I'm bringing in one of the big guns from the latter category. Of all the franchises that I've yet to experience, few have left me in a state of awed wonder as Katamari Damacy. This Bandai Namco series has grown to an almost mythical stature to me since I first heard of it, but for one reason or another, I've never gotten around to checking it out. So it's perhaps an oddly coincidental twist of fate that a new entry was just released. The fittingly titled REROLL is an HD remaster of the original Katamari Damacy produced for the PC and Nintendo Switch to tie in with the 15th anniversary of the beloved PS2 era gem. The premise is simple, but bizarre as all get out. We play as the prince and are ordered by our father, the king of all cosmos, to clean up his mess. In his reckless haste, he went and wrecked all of the celestial bodies in the sky, so it's our job to fix the damage with the help of the titular ball. There are 9 stars to reconstruct and a number of constellations, including the Big C itself, and they each entail a variety of requirements to do so. We start off having to build a 10cm Katamari, and this low-stress tutorial-esque stage offers a great opportunity to get used to the unorthodox controls. As with the majority of 3D action adventures, REROLL takes full advantage of the 2 sticks, but unlike the rest of its peers, Bandai Namco's cult classic kit ditches the traditional left movement right camera format in favor of a synchronized dual analog system. Pressing a direction on the left and right sticks at the same time will make the prince travel towards it, and double-clicking down will make him halt in his tracks, and alternate matching them will result in the charge and roll attack. These controls have been met with some harsh criticism from disoriented rookies, and I myself was admittedly turned off by them on initial impressions, but I eventually figured out what I was doing wrong, and I really started to appreciate REROLL for the eccentric, wacky ride that it is. Before sitting down for my capture session, I was passingly familiar with the Katamari Damacy brand, so I thought I knew what to expect, but REROLL went well beyond what I'd imagined in a wonderfully spectacular manner. As mentioned previously, our main objective is to gather material to build balls big enough to refill the empty void of the space neighboring our bright blue orb, and we have to collect whatever it takes to complete this task. At the beginning of a level, when the Katamari is at its smallest, this usually means running over thumbtacks, dice, and bananas, but when the ball grows to a suitable size, the types of targets that can be consumed increase, and we're eventually able to tackle people, vehicles, and even buildings. The ensuing monstrosity is quite a sight to behold and tons of fun to control, but be careful not to get snagged on any of the hurdles surrounding the enormous environments. One wrong move can lead to significant shrinkage, so it's best to stick to safe terrain and pray that the goal is reached before the clock strikes 0, because the punishment for failing to do so is severe and super creepy. King of all cosmos related unpleasantness aside, REROLL offers an overall relaxing experience that is complemented by a top-notch presentation. The graphics remain true to the original game, but they've been given an upgraded sheen that looks great on modern TVs. The vibrant color palette of the cute cartoony visuals are the perfect antidote for the winter blues a lot of us are currently feeling, and they're equally matched by the quaintly quirky soundtrack. In a bold move to retain its off-kilter vibe, Bandai Namco did very little to tailor Katamari to its American audience beyond translating the text and adding subtitles. This, of course, led to many WTF moments, but it also enhanced the appeal on a personal level and contributed greatly to the franchise's signature tone. The cutscenes rewarded for finishing each stage are Japanese to the core and pretty much impossible to localize without losing the charm, while the undubbed musical accompaniment is hooky in a unique way that worms into your psyche in spite of the language barrier. If you're like me going into this video and you have the barest minimum of knowledge about the series, then chances are you've at least heard Lonely Rolling Star. That song has gained a life outside the boundaries of its source material and become a part of gaming culture in a way that only the Marios and Zeldas have. The upbeat chiptune backing and hauntingly beautiful vocals are an eye-watering combination that brilliantly sets this Bandai Namco oddity apart from the competition, and I was delighted to finally listen to it in the game itself. As endearing as the song is and as captivating as the core mechanics are, REROLL isn't without its share of flaws. The bare-bones narrative is nonsensical, the penalty for losing mass can be overly unfair, and the learning curve is a bit too tight. As you progress through the available missions, the objectives ramp up in unison, with one requiring a 1.5 meter ball and another calling for a 6 meter before swiftly doubling it for the next. While this by itself is far from a Herculean feat, the strict time restraints placed on this task ensures that it becomes quite a challenge, and when you factor in the limited amount of level variety, the novelty starts to wear off during prolonged playthroughs. With that said though, all of these blemishes are minor in nature and they don't stop Katamari Damacy REROLL from being the goofy adventure I was hoping for. I had a blast being berated by the moody bastard king as I crushed innocent bystanders to the melodious tones of some surprisingly emotional songs, and this was made even better by the Switch allowing me to engage in this hilariously destructive action as I casually kicked back on my couch. Long story short, Bandai Namco did a fantastic job of bringing this PS2 classic into the current generation, and I'd absolutely recommend checking it out whether you're a greenhorn like me or a seasoned pro. Anyway, now that I've checked off one of the games I've been meaning to try for years now, I've got another Patreon request to work on. Be sure to come back for that, but until then, this is Matt, aka Cygnus Destroyer, signing out. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and check out the other videos on the screen right now. And if you're interested in taking your support of the channel to the next level, consider becoming one of my patrons on Patreon or picking up a shirt from TeePublic or Redbubble. Thanks again.